Dawson Rider Review. Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review and comparison of S.H.Figuarts Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger and Tiger Ranger from Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. So we had the opportunity for a unique setup for this review. You probably know all of the Zyuranger / MMPR Figuarts have both been releasing in Japan and in America with different packaging. However, with Yellow Ranger we have a special case because in Japan the Yellow Ranger was a guy and in America we made the Yellow Ranger a girl. So we got two different figures for it. So we got Tiger Ranger for Zyuranger in Japan, and then we have the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger as a female. And the interesting thing is that the female Mighty Morphin Yellow figure is one of only a small handful of Figuarts that is only available in America. There was no premium Bandai version for them to get because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers isn't theirs. But anyhow, so this is pretty cool. We got a male and female mold. We'll take a look at both of them. I just now realized how awkward this looks. Don't look at it. So anyway, we'll start with the boxes. That's right, this review is so exciting. We have multiple boxes to go over. But this Mighty Morphin Yellow figure is, I'm moving this over so you know, is my first and probably only Mighty Morphin figure that's not from the Zyuranger packaging. So yeah, so as you can see, the packaging is different. Just like all the Zyuranger ones, the Tiger Ranger one is enclosed. You have a shot of him on the front. It says Tiger Ranger. You got some shots on the side and his name on the side. And then on the back, you know, it's got just some poses. So it's pretty much the typical style we've been getting. Now this is pretty much the style they've had. That was close. You must have took out some figures. For the Mighty Morphin figures, which is the traditional open box, traditional gray colors. Got a shot of the figure and it says the Mighty Morphin logo here. Celebrating 20 years, even though it's 21 now. And it says Yellow Ranger. Got a side on the shot and name. So pretty similar, it's just this is much more of a traditional Figuarts packaging. And on the back it's got everything in English. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's my, if I manage to get my hands on an armored Black Ranger, I guess that would be my other Mighty Morphin figure. But man, I just talked about how they narrowly missed it and then it happened. So anyway, so those are the two boxes. Now let's get these guys to stand. Alright, now with the exception of pretty much almost nothing except for their hands maybe being a little different, their accessories trays are identical. Now you can't see the extra power axe for the Power Blaster part in, I think this is Zyuranger one, because I already took it out to combine for the cannon, which will be in Tricera Ranger's review, but they are identical. They both come with a variety of hands, including a couple holding things hands, their closed fists, and some action-y, you can see right there, hands, and they both have their sidearms, which are already in them, and then the combined version with the Thunder Slingers, I think that's right. Yeah, Thunder Slingers is right. I was thinking of the Thunder Stinger from Beetleborgs. But yeah, they're identical accessories trays. I don't know if I think their hands might be slightly different from being male and female. But beyond that, I don't think there's anything really different about them. But so yeah, let's go ahead and we will jump in first. I suppose we will start with Tiger Ranger. So as you can see, Tiger Ranger here is the male mold. And the Mighty Morphin figures and the Zyuranger figures have been some of the better figures we have gotten. Let's start our little spin here. And they look really nice. As you can see, I think it continues the tradition of looking pretty nice. The shoulder pads are pretty well done because I think they do a good job of hiding the joints. Sometimes it can get a little annoying and you can see them. But other than that, I find him to be a pretty awesome looking figure. Albeit a bit strange sometimes when you think of it as a fully male ranger, because in my mind it's still always a female ranger, and even looking at it in this mode. But very nicely done. As you can see, I think it's very well done. It makes it almost sound like it's a cooked steak. And I'm actually just going to pull this closer to the camera to just show off the head sculpt, which is pretty much the same on both of them, but also they did a really good job on it, just like they always do with the Ranger ones. It's got a nice gloss to it, both on the helmet and the visor, which is really nice, and even a little bit of a nice shine to the mouth. And the Power Morpher's pretty well painted. You can sort of see the make out of the Saber-Tooth Tiger coin. Obviously they both do come with the power daggers here, which are pretty nicely painted. I have them in both hands. So articulation wise, like I said, it is the same base MMPR mold. In this case it's the male one. I think that for the most part these are pretty well done shoulder pads. Sometimes it gets annoying and you can see it, but I still find these to be better to work with than some of the MMPR Figuarts. But you got a nice ball joint right here, the swiveling, double elbow joint, swiveling at the fist on a ball joint. Nice joint here, swiveling, double knee joint. You got the little ball joint here on his foot. I don't know if I mentioned it swiveled up there. I think I did. The little toe action joint, articulation at the waist and chest, ball joints on the head and neck for all-around movement. So pretty much exactly what you have come to expect. No loose joint problems. Overall, it is a solid figure and it looks good. Alright, now moving over to our female here. It is pretty much the same exact thing. The head sculpt, let's just take a look at them, they're pretty much identical. I feel like this one is a little bit more slender, but it could be my imagination, but I think it is. Yeah, that's definitely a bit more slender. So you do have a little bit more of a slender helmet there for this one. Unless, no, I don't think it's my imagination. I'm arguing with myself right now, but I'm going to go ahead and call it and say this one's slender. But yeah, so the head sculpt is a little more slender, but there's no like detail differences or anything like that. All the coloring is the same. The details on the power morphers are all the same. The main difference is largely the fact that his helmet is a little bit thicker, hers is a little more slender and feminine, and obviously the body difference. This is the female sculpt for the figures, and this is the male sculpt. The articulation remains the same, just like on all the other female ones, and by all the others I mean Kimberly. A nice 360 ball joint here, swiveling. She also has the double elbow joint. She almost just stabbed herself there. Little ball joint here, swiveling on the legs. Double knee joint, ball joint here, toe action, waist and chest articulation, head and neck. Identical to this one, just in a female mold. Now I'm going to sort of get her in a similar-ish pose just to do a side-by-side comparison here. But yeah, both of these are really solid figures. The only real problem I have with either of them, it was actually just mainly comes from this one, is I feel like her neck seems a bit elongated. I don't really recall having that problem with Kimberly's, but maybe I just don't remember it. But it's not in all poses, so it's one of those things that's fixable, which is nice. So, but it just does seem a bit elongated, which can be a bit of an annoyance at times. So let's go ahead. She's kind of in a lame pose, but it's cool. Let's get them back to back, I guess. She is in such a lame pose, I can't even handle it, I'm sorry. But yeah, overall, they're both very nice figures. Now, which one do you want to get? That's pretty much up to you. I got both of them because I'm sort of a completionist and I wanted both, and I just thought it would be kind of a neat thing. And they sort of essentially can both represent MMPR if they want you to. I mean, it could come down to whether you like G-Ranger or whether you like MMPR. But I think they're both good figures. Now, the male G-Ranger can not only represent Tiger Ranger, but it could represent, you know, the Yellow Mighty Morphin Ranger from the footage. That's exactly what the Yellow Ranger looked like in the Mighty Morphin Rangers footage, for the Japanese footage, for all of Season 1 and about half of Season 2, and the female mold largely represents what the Yellow Ranger looked like in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from about halfway Season 2 onward, when they pretty much had all original footage. So they're both essentially accurate to Mighty Morphin, and, you know, with only the male one being accurate to G-Ranger. So it's really ultimately up to you. If you're more of a Mighty Morphin fan, I would just go for the female one, because it's a unique one for us, because it's the American one, and it more overall represents that Ranger. But I think either way, you're set up with a good one, and unless you're a completionist, I really don't see a real huge need to get both, unless you think it's neat. But yeah, both solid figures. I can recommend both if you want one or the other, or, well, both. But yeah, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Dawson Ryder, signing out.